Hello art fam, it's Luis Martin, the art engineer, and thank you for joining me for this third installment of the summer prompts. It's happened, it's over, summer came and went. How was your summer? I had an amazing summer actually, and I'm still glowing from it. So I hope you did too. And if not, no worries. I think we can change that, right? We're magical people. We can make things happen. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at collage.dream and at artengineer. So I just have two more prompts that I want to share with you. But before we get started, what the heck's a prompt, right? A prompt is a trigger of inspiration. So if you go to collagedream.com or any good art school, they'll give you prompts to get your creative juices flowing, right? So this summer we had, was it 12? Great prompts to get you going, and these are the last two. And after that, we'll see how we can possibly make summer last forever. I really think we can do that. Okay, so the first one, or the second to last one, I should say, is hashtag sunflower. So this is what I did, and I had tons of fun with this. So the cool thing about these prompts is that I have no idea where they're gonna go. And that's the fun part for me making these videos too. I do plan ahead as far as getting some materials ready and going places that I can show you new things. You know, when I'm doing this, I'm not your teacher as an instructor, I'm a guide. I'm just guiding you with your creativity so you can see how I get through mine. But I'm not giving you steps, right? So these classes are really exciting even for me because I get to kind of explore. So when Sunflower came around, I don't know what came up, but it became a memento mori. So memento mori is something that reminds you of our mortality, right? So this piece kind of reminded, it's a skull, right? So it reminds you that, oh, we're all human. We all kind of have a time limit, which is perfect for summer, right? Because it reminds you, the weather's gonna change. It's gonna get cold, enjoy it. Don't be too precious about your looks, just go and play. And as I'm saying this, as I was setting up to record this, I realized that there's so much shadow. The sun has moved and we're in a different, stations, different lighting. So now I'm like, whoa, right, it's real, right? Summer's over, which is fine. But you get to kind of shift with it, and that's the exciting part. We get to shift with it. So in this collage, I was able to be okay with that. Like, yeah, it's gonna end. And I use this whole, the petals around the skull. And again, it's this reminder of, yeah, they're beautiful. They're gonna turn to dust. They're gonna go back to the soil, and that's okay. So I went to I wouldn't say a dark place because that isn't dark, right? That's just nature. But I went to a very resolute place, I'll call it, right? I'll have to look that one up in the dictionary. It's a $5 word, my friends. So I had a great artist, one of my favorite artists, to tackle this one, and she's in Owego, Janet Bunnell. Check her out. She was fantastic. She did this whole video of her studio, which is great because it was kind of like this, and she showed us her process, which is one of my favorite things to watch, really. So she created this amazing painting and collage, and I love it when people make a collage and make it their own in every way, right? So this kind of went off the rails, came back, then skipped, and there's the sunflower. So I loved also that she actually went outside and had sunflowers or had flowers to look at and be inspired. Be sure to follow Janet Bunnell from Owego, New York. The next one, what was the next one? The next one is, and the last one, which is my favorite, hashtag road trip. What's a summer without a road trip, right? So I never took road trips as a child. It's a totally new concept for me. And I really didn't take road trips until later on in life. So this was my collage. And I loved making this one because I finally got to use some of the pictures that I took from a trip cross country from LA to New York with Elvis. Elvis is my husband. So I just in case someone hasn't heard that, someone asked me like, oh, who's Elvis? I'm like, oh. At any rate, so we took a cross-country road trip from LA to New York. And let me tell you, I was ready for like a romantic, scenic experience, and it wasn't. It was horrible. I can laugh at it now, but you know, it's real. As a brown man, as two brown men with a rented car with Florida plates, we got stopped twice for no good reason at all. One, because we were 1 mile above the speed limit, and the other one because we were going too slow. So take that as you will, but it wasn't that exciting. It was actually it could have been better. But I did take pictures, and I made the best of it, right? So I took all these pictures of the skyline, of the clouds, of rocks, and I printed them at Walgreens or whatever for 50 cents a print, and that was it. I sent this to my sisters, and I'm like, I want to make something with this, but never had the opportunity. So these prompts are perfect for that. You know, you have stashed under the rug something that you want to use someday. These prompts are good for that. So be sure to visit them again and use that stuff. So I finally got to use that stuff. I pieced them all together a la Hockney, although I don't like to give him credit because this is the thing, you guys, now that we're talking about injustices. For every artist in a museum, there are 100 other artists who have been doing the same thing that these artists have done before or after, but usually the narrative goes to a very specific demographic, usually men of European descent, and they take all the credit. So don't be disheartened by that. It's just the academic world, right? It's just the academic art world, Christie's, you know, whatever. Which doesn't mean you can do the same thing, invent your own thing, and just really have fun with it. So when you look at art, don't right off the bat say, oh, that looks like a Rothko, or oh, that looks like a Picasso. Because while it might, what you're really saying is, oh, that looks like African art, because Picasso was absolutely inspired by African art. Or Rothko was inspired by blood. I don't know, I love Rothko. At any rate, so this is the thing, right? There's so much art out there, and there's so many artists doing so many beautiful things. So I challenge you, this is your little challenge for this moment. When somebody asks you, who's your favorite artist? Because they will ask you, I'll ask you if I ever see you. Have one up your sleeve that is local, someone in your community that's working. I have a few, but I won't tell you until I see you. So, okay, so that's that. And then I had found this beautiful image of this person on a motorcycle. And again, listen, I'm a very happy person, but inside I am a bit dark. I'm very sullen, right? So I saw this guy on the motorcycle, and I thought, yeah, that all the journeys that we take, even if we take them in groups, are with ourselves, right? So I love this image of this man on this motorcycle, and just kind of imagine, okay, where is he going? He's gonna go pick somebody up? Is he running away? Is he what? So I had a really beautiful time playing with that. And I think this one in particular is a really exciting one because, like I said, road trips were new to me. I didn't grow up going anywhere really until I left home. But I took tons and tons and tons of road trips and astral projections through movies and books. I cannot tell you how prepared I was to come to New York because of all of the movies I'd seen on TV, right? And I'm not just talking about blockbusters. I'm talking about, you know, documentaries and just all of this feelings of yeah, I want to go there. So that counts. So if you want to take a road trip, watch a good movie and make a beautiful collage about it. Before I ever went to Italy, I was obsessed with the scenery, not necessarily the story, because the story gave me anxiety, of the talented Mr. Ripley. Oh, the cinematography of that movie is just so beautiful. So check that out if you want to astral project yourself to Italy and then come back and make a collage of #road trip. So for the last artist that I connected with to create a collage for this prompt was Denise Chang. Denise Chang, I love Denise Chang. She is in Las Vegas, Nevada, and check this out. I mean, how beautiful and Nevada-y is this? I love that big rock. And all the stars and the car. I mean, I love this vibe that's going on in this collage. And this is one of my favorite things about what Denise does. She has kind of created this thing where she hides an Egyptian sarcophagi. And there's one. Can you see it? And I love that. So if you can have fun with your collages, with your work, and create little things like that for yourself, not necessarily for everybody else, forget everybody else, but for yourself, I mean, why ever stop, right? So these were my prompts for Summer Prompts 2022. Listen, we can come back next year and do the exact same prompts, and I guarantee you that we will do completely different things, because just like the sunlight, the world changes, right? And we have to make the best of it, and we can really do that. But my question is, how can we make summer last forever? Because even though the world changes, even though life changes, people come and go, part of us wants to keep some of that, right? But how do you do that? Easy, simple, I know. How do you do that? Well, through music, through books, through writing, right? I have, this summer I went on a binge and bought a bunch of vinyl records. I went to White Plains with my friend Daniel, and we just went crazy. I went crazy. He was just staring and thought I was crazy, but it was so much fun. So now those records are White Plains Summer 2022, right? There's a song that I heard as a kid from the Zombies, Time of the Season. Every time I hear that, I imagine just my childhood, the glowing parts of my childhood, and I'm that person again, right? So these are ways we can live forever, these moments. Another way, and this is a really important one, and I'll share with you, is through our artwork, right? But more than that is through journaling. So this is the cover of the September 2022 collage kit, the paper collage kit. And in it, I give tons of really great stuff, but there is a quote that Maya Angelou said that I want to share with you in case you're not a member. And it says, life is not measured by the number of breaths. It's not measured by the number of breaths we take, but the moments that take our breaths away. Whoa, right? So think about that. What moments this summer or in life took your breath away? And record them, capture them, right? And they don't have to be works of art that go to museums. So I like to keep many journals. This one fits in my fanny pack, so I like to keep this when I draw. And then something like this that you can just be messy with. So really quick, go grab yourself one of these. I mean, this is probably from the dollar bin. Get yourself one of these, and what I like to do is I like to make quick collages with scraps. So check this out. These are 3 pieces of scraps literally from a collage I made yesterday. It's nothing, you can see the cutout that I did. This is another scrap, but look at these colors, they just sing. And every time I see this, I think of the collage that I made, right? Same thing with this. This is something I meticulously cut out that didn't quite work. But I didn't want to throw away because I spent time with it. So now I can literally even make the cover. I can use this to create a quick collage, and it doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to make sense. It just has to mean something to me. So this now becomes my summer collage because it's imbued, and that's the word, I think, right? That's the magic word, #imbued. It's imbued with experiences. Same thing with, so you know I like pretty things, you know I like jewelry. All of this is imbued with beautiful things. I have a niece, and her name is Luna. and I bought this when she was born. And someday I hope to give this to her. So that's how you live forever, right? And it doesn't always have to be material. It can just be, again, music. It can just be the things you create, the things you aspire to. So that's it. That was summer. So we are heading into fall. It's time to think about new dreams or new projects. And what are you gonna do? So now you have your tools. You have your notebook, your little quick 3-piece collages. Start now and you will be able to keep your fall 2022 forever. All right, this is a really short video, but I just really wanted to share how I live forever. All right, follow me on Instagram at collage.dream and at artengineer. Of course, you can always go to collagedream.com and check out what's happening in the community with the #ArtFam and become a member. It's a perfect time to become a member. There are exciting things down the pipeline. Ciao.